Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the tier 7 mercenary light tank, the RamRod. Now if you do enjoy the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, as it really does help out the channel. And yes, the RamRod, it's back on contract. What's the RamRod like? Well, it's just a really weird tank, if I'm honest, because you are a light tank, sure. You can get the camo down to 217 meters of still concealment, but you don't really have much view range, because you've only got 461 meters of view range, because you've got, I think it's the Covenanter turret, or it's the Crusader turret, one of the two. I think it's the Covenanter, which means you've got basically a tier 4 turret, which gives you very poor view range. You've got only like 360 meters of base view range, which is atrocious. It's just that there is no other way of putting that. It's atrocious for a tier 7 light tank. Your mobility is 60 kilometers an hour, top speed, so you're not even the quickest light tank in the universe, because again, it's an M5A1 chassis, I'm pretty sure. The little Stuart chassis. And that means you're absolute paper. If you get shot in the hull, your engine dies instantly. Well, not instantly, but it dies quite often, and you get set on fire quite a lot in this old RamRod. But you do have an absolutely fantastic gun in this 90mm gun, which is the same gun that you would get on the Hurlenhund or on the M41 90mm, which has 182 penetration for 250 heat pen and 102 hesh pen. Which means this gun's pretty damn nice. But you do have that tempered by the fact that you don't have the best reload in the universe. Naturally, you could make that better if you wanted to by running a loader, but I don't, because I felt like I wouldn't call it happy with the reload before 6.0 in running the advanced loader, but I was fine with it there, and I wanted to make sure that other things on the tank were better, essentially. So I don't run the advanced loader on this tank, and that's because I feel like I want to make the camo better and the view range and stuff like, you know, all that good stuff, as well as the gun handling, because this gun is awful if you don't at least help the gun handling out as well, because it just blooms out massively and it just loves to miss shots. I'm not painting a good picture of the RamRod here. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I think there's so many drawbacks that make it a little bit sad. I do kind of wish that if there's one thing that I really do wish they'd buff, I do wish they'd buff the base view range. I wish they'd bring it more in line with some of the tier 7 light tanks that are already there and make it 370 or 380 meters view range, so that you do get really good view range and you're actually able to scout far easier than you are in this tank, because it feels like you are playing very, very close to the knuckle to be able to actually get the spots and get assistance damage like you need to be doing in a lot. Well, like you want to be doing in a light tank, not that you need to be, but like you want to be doing in a light tank, because you're having to push it to get really, really close to enemy tanks to actually be able to spot them and get the assistance. But then if you actually do manage to get spotted, because you aren't the fastest tank in the universe and you're fairly sluggish at getting to that top speed sometimes, you struggle to get to that top speed, and then you basically get hit and you die, because as well as that, obviously, they just knock out your engine as soon as they hit you, which is a pain in the buttocks. So, yeah, it's one of those things with the RamRod, that there's quite a few things that do irk me a little bit about it. It doesn't mean it's not a good tank, and it doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. Like, I do enjoy playing the RamRod every now and then. I do enjoy this gun. It's just that, like, yeah, like I said, there's just a few things that irk me that just get a little bit frustrating when you're playing it. You go, oh, why is it like that, you know? I do wish it just did get one of the two little bits of buffs here and there to just help it out. Just a smidge. So, what do I run in terms of a crew on the RamRod? Well, on the RamRod, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Camouflage Expertise, Muffled Shot, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun. The 3 gun perks to help this gun out as much as possible, because like I say, it can be derpy, and that can be a little bit frustrating, so I want to make sure that the gun can actually hit stuff. Then the Camouflage Expertise and Muffled Shot to make sure that I can buff in the camo up as much as I can do, as well as making it so that I'm making it harder for them to spot me after I've fired. And all the other perks are generally what you're going to take in on this tank, or in general on any other World War II tank. And then in terms of equipment, I run the camo net, the gun stabilizer, and the advanced optics. Optics to be able to spot for myself, because like I say, I'm a light tank, and you are pretty blind as a light tank base, so you really want to help out as much as you humanly can do. The gun stabilizer, because like I say, the gun is frustratingly derpy at times, so I want to make sure that it is going to just be able to hit its shots. And the camo net to make the camo better, because yeah, if you want to have a strength, camo is something that you just need to make better to have that as good as possible in line with your view range, to make it so it's harder for you to get spotted while also spotting for yourself too. And you saw that first game finished with 2.6k assistance, 2.6k damage with 2.5k assistance. Close. 1825 base XP. A pretty damn nice game there for the RamRod with the ace. And yeah, I don't run the advanced loader because I feel like if I was to run the advanced loader, I wouldn't run the gun stabilizer, because I always want to make my view range better, and I always want to make the camo better on this thing, because you can't even really active scout that well in it, because you can't say, oh, you know what, I'm going to forgo some of the camo on this tank to make it faster or anything like that, because it just doesn't go that quickly. So I decided to make the gun better with the gun stabilizer, and then just forego the reload. Like I say, I was fairly happy with the reload. Well, not fairly happy, but I was happy enough with the reload pre-6.0 before I could have advanced reload as a... Not advanced reload, rapid reload as a perk, right? And then have that gun rammer in perk form. So I decided, you know, okay, I basically got the reload from it pre-6.0, which I was fairly happy with. Not really, but you get my point. And instead of that, I'm going to make it so that the gun is just as good as possible, because what's the point of reloading faster if the gun decides it wants to miss anyway? So that's my philosophy with it. So we're on to the second replay, and the second replay, we are on this map, which is Westfield. On Westfield, we got the good spawn, we got everything. So we've come to a very aggressive bush where we are spotting for our team. Look how many people are on this flank at F0 and G9. These guys should be getting absolutely trashed, and, well, that's what's happening, really. We're up to 1920 assistance, and I decide, okay, you know what? I'm just going to pop a shot at the 53 TP because I do not want this guy getting into a safe position, like the TVP has, and unfortunately the TVP has got into that safe position, same as the 53 TP, and there's also a Panzerknacker, which is at K0, and somehow, I say somehow, because he's got decent camo, and because we basically don't have any view range as a light tank, we only got 461 meters view range with this build, we didn't spot the Panzerknacker on his way up. And that's something that a lot of other light tanks might have done, because we got to the position quite quickly. Another thing is that there's a fair few of the other light tanks that might have got there a little bit quicker too, which is, again, one of the sad points for the RamRod. But again, it doesn't mean you can't spot for yourself. So we're still going to try our best to spot for our team on this flank. We've spotted the Stirrer Mill. I'm like, come on, guys, let's destroy the Stirrer Mill. I'm trying to spot the other heavy tank that was somewhere over here. I couldn't remember if he got destroyed. Wait, well, he hasn't got destroyed because there's no heavy tanks dead. So what I was trying to do was get over here and light him up so that my team, because pretty much my whole team is on this flank, I need to get things lit up for them to farm. But I've got to be careful because the TVP and the 53 TP are two real big problems for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep trying to pop shots at these guys while lighting the enemy team up if we can, because these two are the ones that are obviously going to pose a threat to me and make it so that working this position, working this flank is going to be a struggle. And basically it's also stopping my team progressing too, which is why we've got to get rid of them. So I've just got to take the chances. I've got to take the chances, keep firing, and just get rid. Luckily the TVP misses his shot. We're now looking for a shot at the back of the 53 TP, hoping for a good roll, which we get. There we go, 250, no, what, 247 damage, we'll take it, that's a high roll, and we get rid of the Polish tier 8 heavy tank. The TVP misses his shot again, which is glorious, which means we managed to get away unspotted, and the team's moved up and killed that TVP VTU. Now we're going to try and spot for our team, so we end up spotting the WZ121 GFT, who is in the middle here at E5. We see that the ELC even 90 is causing a bit of havoc. What we're going to do is we're going to try and get some shots and spots into this WZ, because the WZ doesn't really quite know we're here yet. So we get a nice shot there into the side of that WZ, and we pull back because naturally we don't want to take a hit from the WZ, and we're just going to be careful here. He's looking our way, which is a little bit awkward. I don't want to take that hit. We're up to 3k assistance with 1700 damage. Now we're unspotted though. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go up there and see if I can find the WZ and shoot him. But unfortunately, he spots me as I spot him, and there's the fire. Like I say, what tends to happen is one of two things. This thing tends to get hit, has its engine knocked out in one shot, or it's set on fire. That is what happens to the RamRod every single time you take a hit, which is really frustrating, and that is what has happened in this game. So we've taken one hit, and we're basically now one shot for absolutely everything. I'm not going to battle that WZ121 GAFT, because naturally he's just going to kill me, and as you've seen, we already spot each other, because once again, we don't have the best view range in the world to outdo his camo, so we have to get too close to be able to see each other. But now we've changed flanks. We've gone over to the other side so that we can try and cut off the TDs and stuff that are pushing down the B line. So this is again where the camo is definitely quite nice for the tank, having it 270 meters of view rate, 270 meters of base. I will start again. 270 meters of concealment with this build. There we go. Brain. It's great for you to work sometimes. We're 270 meters of concealment with this build, and therefore we could farm those guys without getting spotted. But we did get spotted on the final shot on that SMV, because the VZ44-1 ended up popping up, who we spotted, and we basically got all the assistance. That shot on the move, though. We'll take those RNG bits, and we managed to shut down the Barask. There's only 2 tanks left on the enemy team. It is this WZ and another TD, and I'm looking at the WZ going, do I try and get a shot? Luckily, we don't die to that guy. We could have quite easily died to that Chinese tier 8 TD there, but hey ho. We ended up bouncing off his front. We're just looking for the shot into his hull, and unfortunately we don't actually hit his hull. We hit his gun. Don't kill him, but can we get the reload? Unfortunately not. We don't quite get the reload to shut down that tier 8 Chinese TD. But we finished the game with a pretty decent total there on Westfield for the RamRod. We finished with the 3 kills, 2.6k damage, 3.8k assistance, ace tanker, the sniper, with the 2087 base XP. Pretty damn nice game there for the RamRod. Again, showing off what it's capable of. It is pretty capable, but like I say, you just have those little annoyances like the low-ass view range and just the mobility being a bit right? And also the engine and fires and stuff like that too. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!